What's up, everybody? Yungmuscle in the house. So check it out, guys. The 2013 Mr. Olympia recap. This was probably, if not one of the most, it was the most competitive Mr. Olympia in the entire 49-year history of the contest. And I wanted to touch on this. We had three Mr. Olympias on stage, on the same stage that night. We had Dexter Jackson. We had Phil Heath. And then we had the return of four-time Mr. Olympia, Jay Cutler. We had multiple 2 or 3-time Arnold Classic winners, Arnold Classic champions on the same stage. We had Big Ramy in the house. We had the return of Victor Martinez. This lineup was so stacked that just even saying that you made it to this year's Olympia and qualified for it is a huge accomplishment just in itself, in which every single athlete on that stage deserves credit and deserves applause for. Now getting down to the nitty-gritty. I'm going to make this video, guys, because for a couple reasons. Number one, a lot of people actually been asking me about it on Facebook. But number two, I think it's cool, man, because a lot of these other channels in the YouTube fitness community, they don't really touch on professional bodybuilding. And I think it's cool, man, especially even me being a natural dude, to provide commentary on it, because I think it's a positive thing, man. You know, like, despite what anybody wants to say about the drugs or whatever else is involved in Mr. Olympia, I think, dude, the way I look at it is this. If you ball, if you're a basketball player, if you're a football player, if you're a boxer or an MMA fighter, whatever it is that you do, you 9 times out of 10, you watch the NFL, you watch the MLB, you watch UFC, you watch professional boxing, and you use these people as motivation, and you use these people as something to strive towards attaining for your own self. And even if you are a drug-free bodybuilder, it doesn't mean that you can't watch, you know, the IFBB pros and not be inspired and not get motivated by what these guys put themselves through. Because to be honest, to be perfectly honest, I haven't really seen a natural bodybuilder put themselves through the same level of training and eating and discipline that these IFBB pros do, number one. And number two, I think it's a good thing, man, because even if you're a dude that lifts, most people who lift weights actually, and even to the hardcore serious dudes who lift weights and are bodybuilders, they don't really follow the pros. They don't even know who the pros are, and they don't even really know what Mr. Olympia is. So I think it's good to shed light on the sport, man. I think it's a positive thing. And, you know, like, I think it's always good to have role models and to have inspirations that provide positive affirmation for yourself, no matter what your endeavor or what your respective sport is. So that's why I'm going to provide you guys a little bit of commentary. So check it out. The big question is, can Kai Greene ever dethrone Phil Heath? And the answer is, of course he can, man. No one's unbeatable. Even the great Ronnie Coleman was dethroned by Jay Cutler. Jay Cutler finished second place to him 4 years in a row. Really, you could say 5 years in a row, because he sat out the 2002 Mr. Olympia. So for half a decade, Jay Cutler was chasing Ronnie Coleman, who at the time seemed to be unbeatable, and then was finally able to dethrone him and pretty much force him into retirement. So I'm going to go over this play by play, baby, because you know at Yungmuscle.com, man, we're going to provide you the correct evidence. And for those of you who were at the Mr. Olympia or who are interested in bodybuilding, man, it's a very subjective sport. And we're going to break down the evidence right here. So first picture I'm going to show you guys. This was Kai Greene, 2010 Arnold Classic. He beat Phil Heath in that competition, I believe, by 1 point. And as you can see, he was huge in the contest, but he was also shredded. I remember that contest because I actually have the damn Kai Greene Redemption DVD, which is amazing. And Kai Greene, at this contest, believe it or not, you see the condition that he's in this photo. He was actually off a little bit. And up until that point, like I said in my Olympia prediction video, for that contest, Phil Heath came in at the best he had ever come in his career up to that point. And he still lost to Kai Greene, who was a little bit off. He was retaining a little bit of water in that show. So my theory, or my the point that I'm trying to make with this video is that a lot of people ask, can 100% Kai Greene beat 100% Phil Heath? And my answer, I'm still going to say yeah, because we haven't seen a 100% Kai Greene ever face a 100% Phil Heath. I believe probably, and most people would probably agree with this, the best level of conditioning that Kai Greene ever attained was when he won the 2009 Arnold Classic. He was just shredded to the bone. It was insane. Up until that point, I don't think anybody had ever seen somebody with that amount of like cut and detail and feathering striations. It was just insane. Since 2009, he has actually put on a solid amount of muscle mass. So I believe if he could come in with that new muscle that he has attained and come in with that same level of conditioning, he could win. And what would that look like? That would probably look like something in between where he came in 2012 Mr. Olympia and how he came in on Saturday night of the 2013 Mr. Olympia, because his physique dramatically changed from Friday to Saturday. And I'm going to show you guys a couple photos. So this photo right here, this is from Saturday night. This is the front double bicep. This is a money shot. This is the first shot that they usually call out. On Saturday night, hands down, Kai Greene wins this. And I'm going to bring up last year's Mr. Olympia as well. And as you can see, Kai Greene in both of these years wins this shot hands down from Phil Heath. His bicep, his arms, a lot of people talk about Phil Heath's arms, but Kai Greene probably has the biggest, most insane bicep peak in the entire industry. And as you can see, these 2 years, he had two different physiques. In 2012, he was extremely streamlined. In 2013, this year, he was more of a mass monster. But either way, he edges out Phil Heath in this shot. The next shot, we have the back double biceps, another money shot. They say Olympia contests are won from the back. And again, guys, this photo is from Saturday night. We're not talking about the Friday night prejudging. And as you can see, Saturday night, Kai Greene dropped that water that he was carrying. And if you look at the insane amount of detail that he has, those lower lat insertions, and then those humongous bicep peaks, I still believe that he has everybody. He has Phil Heath, he has Dennis Wolf, as you can see in this photo. He beats everybody hands down in this shot. And as you can see from last year, he actually looked better this year than last year on Saturday night. He brought in a tighter condition. As you can see, when everybody was talking about Kai Greene coming in extremely streamlined for the 2012 Mr. Olympia, you can see in 2013 on Saturday night when he dropped that extra water, he actually came in sharper than he did last year with more size. And I believe both in 2012 and 2013, Kai Greene was able to edge out Phil Heath in the back double bicep shot. Now we're going to look at it from the side. As you can see, and this was again from Saturday night at the 2013 Mr. Olympia, Kai Greene dwarfs Phil Heath in the side chest. If you leave out the upper body and look at the ham and the quad separation. Look at Kai Greene's thigh. That's a nasty thigh. That's a 6 striated hanging hamstring. His legs, he's probably got the best legs in the business. He will literally dwarf anybody else's legs. However, the problem in this pose is that because even though Kai Greene was able to drop that extra water from the Friday night prejudging, he still was not in the sick conditioning that Phil Heath was. As you can see, Phil Heath's chest separation, the serratus, those huge 3D popping shoulders, the detail of Phil Heath overtakes Kai Greene in this side shot. And then from the rear lat spread, this one is very, very close and subjective. Phil Heath does have a little bit more feathering, but Kai Greene's lat insertions are lower and thicker and wider. So my prediction is this, is that Kai Greene, we've never seen Kai Greene 100% on actually against anybody up to this point to express what his truest potential is. We've seen him come in extremely shredded and extremely streamlined, but sacrificing a little bit of size, because if anybody was there or saw the pictures from the 2012 Mr. Olympia, Kai Greene or Phil Heath's 3D effect from his shoulders, even though Kai Greene's width is larger than Phil Heath, the illusion of Phil Heath's muscles and his muscle bellies and that 3D effect that he has in the delts actually made him look wider than what Kai Greene was. So he sacrificed a little bit of size to come in that streamlined. And this year, he sacrificed his conditioning to come in bigger, in which he actually dwarfed Phil Heath. So My prediction is that if Phil Heath, I mean, excuse me, if Kai Greene can bring in the best of both worlds that we've seen him be able to do, he will actually edge out Phil Heath and he will win against Phil Heath. And a lot of people also bring up this point. They talk about the politics behind Kai Greene's past, and people love to harp on that particular issue. However, when you really look at this from a business perspective and a business point of view, Kai Greene, in terms of politics, is in a very good position, especially after Generation Iron. There were so many bodybuilding fans that previously to watching that movie they didn't even know what a Mr. Olympia contest was, yet they were there Friday and Saturday watching the Mr. Olympia, either there live at the expo. I met so many people there that were new to bodybuilding or watched it on bodybuilding.com because they felt that they resonated so much with Kai Greene's story and they were drawn to Kai Greene. And he brought so many new fans into the sport. And also, if you guys were there on Saturday or watched the webcast, when they called out who's your favorite right at the end before they announced the winner, it was like the top three. They're like, who thinks Dennis Wolf won? And there were some cheers. And then they're like, who thinks Kai Greene won the Olympia? And the place literally erupted in an explosion of chants for Kai Greene. And Kai Greene's fans, his fan base was actually larger than Phil Heath, which was crazy. And then because right after that they called out Phil Heath's name, you think Phil Heath won, and he had just as much fanfare that Dennis Wolf had, which was like nothing compared to what Kai had. So and you could see the disappointment on Phil's face. So my prediction is politically speaking, Kai Greene is in a good position to win. I believe that he can. And he just so happens to be my favorite bodybuilder. I love Phil Heath too, man. Dude has swag. He probably has more swag than any Mr. Olympia in the history of Mr. Olympias. Phil Heath's victory speech was extremely humbling and extremely emotional. Man, I give 100,000 respect to Phil Heath. He's one of the greatest bodybuilding champions of all time. No doubt about it. And I'm a big Phil Heath fan as well. But like I said, a lot of people were asking me about what my thoughts and opinions were. I got good feedback on my predictions video. So I think from here on out, Yungmuscle.com, we're taking the frustration out of fitness. It's information, motivation, and dedication over on this side, baby. But I think I'm going to be adding this into my channel, more commentary about bodybuilders and bodybuilding shows, because like I said, man, I think it's a cool thing I think that learning about the pros, following the pros, establishing heroes in the sport, I think it's a really positive thing because I think it's going to keep people, whether they're natural or not, I'm a natural dude, more involved in the sport and keep them bodybuilding for a longer amount of time if they're more, drawn into the sport as a whole. So let me know what you guys think. Who was there at the Olympia? Did you guys see? Who do you think won? Do you think Phil Heath can ever, or do you think Kai Greene could ever dethrone Phil Heath? Let me know what you guys think. Leave your comments below. Until next time, baby. From the block to the top, you already know what this is. This is man-made muscle and street-made hustle. Until next time, I'll see you in the gym, baby.